You are watching KAVU 25 News Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Amaya Norman.
And I'm Trenton Whiting.
State Representative A.J. Louderback is attempting to assist the Victoria County Animal Service Department with their move to a new location. The county commissioner confirmed the VCAS relocation project, which will move the Animal Service office from Perimeter Road to Prophet Street. Louderback took to his social media to call for support and assist the department with needed supplies. He's asking residents to bring those supplies to the second floor of Heritage Mark at 5606 North Navarro. His post includes a list of items such as stainless steel tables, dog houses, and toys.
3 people were injured Friday in a shooting at the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office in Wallace, Idaho. The sheriff said the suspect was killed by officers following a standoff in the lobby. 2 shooting victims were civilians on the street outside the sheriff's office. The third was an officer who entered the building while the suspect was inside. The sheriff says injuries to the 3 are minor. Several neighboring law enforcement agencies sent reinforcements to assist. Authorities said there is no ongoing danger to the community. However, they ask people to stay away from the area as the investigation continues.
A quick-thinking dad tracked his 15-year-old daughter's phone and rescued her from an alleged kidnapper on Christmas Day. Deputies say the suspect was in his red pickup truck, partially nude, with the girl and her dog in a remote wooded area in Harris County. The teenager had been walking her dog, and when she didn't return, her dad tracked her phone using parental control. Investigators were able to track down the truck and identified the driver as 23-year-old Giovanni Rosales Espinoza. The victim told investigators that the man threatened her with a knife to force her into his truck as she walked with her dog in her neighborhood. He is being held in Montgomery County Jail with no bond, accused of aggravated kidnapping and indecency with a child.
The Trump administration warning of more possible military strikes after the U.S. launched attacks against what officials say are ISIS terrorists in Nigeria targeting Christians.
ABC's senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is following development from the near of Mar-a-Lago.
This morning, new details emerging about the U.S. strikes in Nigeria on Christmas. The Pentagon releasing this video, a U.S. warship firing a Tomahawk cruise missile from the Gulf of Guinea. A U.S. official telling ABC News more than a dozen missiles were launched. In a village targeted by the strikes in northwest Nigeria, residents searched through the rubble of their homes, now leveled after the strikes. The next day, locals gathering as police sweep the site of a missile strike.
I quickly rushed this morning to come and see the level of damage that this has given to the community. Glory be to God, there was no loss of life and no much damage to the properties.
President Trump saying he ordered the strikes against terrorists who, quote, have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians. The president saying he delayed the strikes for symbolic reasons, telling Politico, quote, they were going to do it earlier. And I said, nope, let's give a Christmas present. The Pentagon says multiple ISIS terrorists were killed. U.S. and Nigerian officials confirming they worked together on the operation. Analysts tell ABC News the reality on the ground in Africa's most populous country, home to millions of Christians and Muslims, is complex.
Christians are not the sole target of ISIS in Nigeria. They have been indiscriminate in their violence against Christians, Muslims, civilians, government, it doesn't matter.
Nigeria's government responding to the strikes overnight, saying terrorist violence in any form, whether directed at Christians, Muslims, or other communities, remains an affront to Nigeria's values and to international peace and security.
A powerful winter storm hit the Great Lakes in Northeast Friday night into Saturday, bringing heavy snow and icing conditions. The storm caused roughly 7,600 flights delays and 900 cancellations, hitting New York City's major airports the hardest. JFK flights were delayed about 2 hours. This comes after Friday's 8,500 delays and 1,700 cancellations. Central Park recorded just over 4 inches of snow, the most since January of 2022.
Well, we're not getting anything like that. Like, it's not going to be a winter storm, but it might get a little bit cold, apparently. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we are hearing from our meteorologist. So
That's what we're hearing.
yeah, a good chance to check in with Trey Mining to let us know what is that cold going to look like.
Yes, no snow. Don't have to worry
No
about that.
cancellations,
No
not in
cancellation.
Victoria.
But you need to get your big coats out coming up by Monday morning.
Oh, wow.
Tomorrow, another warm day, then the bottom drops out after that. That's just how it goes. That's how it goes. All right, on the outside, current temperature 69 degrees on the outside with 96% humidity, a little bit of fog possible in between now and early morning sunrise. Visibility is not too bad, 9-10 miles, 7 miles visibility in Victoria. A little bit of fog, like I said, forming along the coastal zones, moving inland throughout the rest of the morning time. Then the front pushes through, temperatures take a fall. How cold will it be? Will it be near freezing? We'll take a look coming up in your full forecast.
Oh, we hope not. A Canadian family visiting the U.S. for the holidays is seeking help after thieves stole nearly all of their belongings, including their passport, leaving them stranded far from home. Trenton has their story.
It was supposed to be a happy holiday family trip.
Canadian citizen Ming Chu Shi tells me she and her family planned a Christmas trip to the U.S. this year.
Our planning is from arriving in Dallas through Houston to San Antonio, Austin.
But sadly, those plans were thrown out the window after experiencing a nightmare on Christmas Eve while visiting Zolong Dumpling Restaurant.
They have a poster says the pen shop is a friend of them and they have a contract or something, so their customers are allowed to park at that parking lot.
Following the sign, the family parked their rental car in this lot. But when they returned,
My daughter said, "Oh, why is there wind coming in?" And then we look at the back. I said, "What wind?" And I look at the back. Oh my God! The windshield at the trunk is all smashed. And I jump off the car and then look inside. All our things are gone.
including all their luggage, laptops, tablets, a cell phone, credit cards, and all 4 of their passports.
It's all gone.
Everything gone.
Everything gone.
She tells me the family filed a police report, but so far nothing has been recovered. And due to the holidays, Canadian embassies are closed until Monday, meaning the family will have to wait until then to learn if they'll receive their emergency travel documents before their flight on January 2nd. To the thieves, she has this to say.
At least give me the passport back or something. You can take all the other things, but just the passport is very, very important to us.
A Texas driver crashed into an 18-wheeler after he reportedly fell asleep and crossed the center line. Deputies got a call about a reckless driver and tried to stop an SUV. And as you can see here from dashcam video, it shows the crash, which happened Thursday. The Trinity County Sheriff's Office says the driver was an elderly gentleman who was fatigued and fell asleep behind the wheel. He suffered minor injuries, but the fire department had to use the jaws of life to get him out of his damaged vehicle.
For more local news, content, weather, and sports, come to our website at crossroadstoday.com.
And if you see news happening, let us know. Call the number on your screen to contact our newsroom or email us your tips at staff@crossroadstoday.com. New Orleans steps up security with National Guard troops deploying ahead of New Year's Eve and the Sugar Bowl. Details coming up.
Take a look at this. It was warm today, no doubt about it, 83 degrees. Matter of fact, we tied a record for the state, set in 1968 of 83 degrees, so way above normal. Closer to this right here, actually probably below normal before too much longer. By Monday and Tuesday, how cold will it get exactly? Let's find out fully in your forecast.
FBI Director Kash Patel says the agency has finalized a plan to permanently close the FBI's J. Edgar Hoover building in Washington, D.C. In a post on social media, Patel says employees will soon move to the nearby Ronald Reagan building as safety upgrades are already underway. The Hoover building has been the FBI's headquarters for the last 50 years. Patel says the agency scrapped a plan to move the new headquarters to Maryland, which he says would have cost nearly $5 billion. It wouldn't have opened until 2035.
New Orleans ramps up security as 350 National Guard troops prepare to deploy ahead of New Year's Eve and Sugar Bowl events. Here's the latest.
The holiday spirit is still in full swing as we wind down 2025. With big events like the New Year's Eve celebration and Sugar Bowl approaching, all signs point to the 350 Louisiana National Guard troops making their presence known soon. Previously, Homeland Security Director Colin Arnold emphasized this will be a huge backup for local law enforcement.
The overwhelming presence of the amount of law enforcement, National Guard, and others that will be there is going to be a very large deterrent.
Tourists walking along Bourbon Street taking in the sights say because of the Bourbon Street terror attack, they're sure everyone welcomes additional security measures.
Well, we'll have a lot of safety, and I feel safe now, knowing that the streets are safe and the National Guard's here to help.
As of now, we do not know the exact location of where the National Guard soldiers will be placed around the city, but in years past, normal years, you always see them in the quarter. Co-owner of Little Easy Bar Blurt the Puro believes the troops bring an additional sense of security.
You want to be able to not have to watch your back at every second when you're out with your children. It's going to be great. We sell stands here at the Little Easy, so just knowing that we have protection for the people that come buy tickets from us makes us feel good too.
And since the soldiers are staying longer because of President Donald Trump's order, things are also looking good for Carnival.
No one's going to be on guard. It's going to be calm, and it's just going to be fun time. I think it's the Southern hospitality thing, but we bring the best people out here, and I think their mood changes, so I'm so excited. And Mardi Gras is earlier this year.
Ashley Hamilton, WGNO News.
On Sunday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is set to meet with President Donald Trump in Florida to discuss a U.S. peace proposal aimed at ending Russia's war with Ukraine. Ahead of the meeting, Zelensky held a call Saturday with European and Canadian leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. Sources say the call focused on reaffirming support for Ukraine and pushing for a lasting peace, with European leaders stressing the need to protect Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Well, Russia launched a large-scale attack on Kyiv today, and more details on the peace deal between Russia and Ukraine, as that meeting, as you said, was set for tomorrow.
And ABC senior White House correspondent Selena Wang has more.
Russia launching another major attack against Ukraine. Explosions heard across the capital for hours, targeting energy infrastructure and residential buildings.
Russia launched more than 500 drones and dozens of missiles. I think thanks for air defense of our partners, but it's not enough.
There was shelling all night. This woman says we were at home, hiding in the corridor. Ukraine President Zelensky now set for a high-stakes meeting.
Tomorrow I will have, I hope, very important and very constructive meeting with President Trump.
This could be a pivotal moment in the effort to end the war in Ukraine. President Trump will be hosting President Zelensky at his Mar-a-Lago club here in Florida tomorrow. Now, Zelensky is pushing for stronger U.S. security guarantees as part of a 20-point peace plan. He wants to ensure that Vladimir Putin can't just invade Ukraine again. And Zelensky's also offering the idea of a demilitarized buffer zone in the Donbass region in eastern Ukraine. That is territory that Vladimir Putin has long sought to control. Trump told Politico that Zelensky, quote, doesn't have anything until I approve it.
We need to stop this war in any way, and we need two things, pressure on Russia and sufficient strong support for Ukraine.
For his part, Russian President Putin today dressed in military fatigues, huddling with his war generals. Russia has indicated as part of any deal, it wants Ukraine to cede land Russia doesn't control. Selena Wang, ABC News with the president, Palm Beach County, Florida.
Following the story, Russia President Vladimir Putin says Ukraine is in no rush to end the war peacefully, Putin made those remarks Saturday while meeting with Russian commanders after military leaders claimed Moscow's forces captured several towns in southeastern Ukraine. He warned Russia would achieve its goals by force if peace talks fail. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says recent drone and missile attacks show Russia wants to continue the war while Kiev seeks peace. The White House has not commented.
Experience our digital streaming service Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscasts and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus.
One more day of warm temperatures coming across the crossroads. Highs in the 80s again tomorrow. Then the cold air arrives in a big way. I'll give you the details coming up next in your full forecast. Good evening, everyone. Trey Mining here. Starting off in the 60s early tomorrow morning, and that's about as low as we're going to get in the overnight lows, that is. Rising again, way up to the low to mid 80s coming up for your day tomorrow, getting near the record high, which is in the low 80s. So the winds off the Gulf, keeping us on the mild, well, rather humid side actually. Maybe a little bit of fog out there coming up. But let's take a look at the weather model here. We're expanding on out, including all the state of Texas temperatures coming up for your current temperatures in the 70s, 71 degrees, Austin, Victoria, down to Corpus Christi and Brownsville. And the cool air to the north, will be making its way in the state of Texas coming up for your day tomorrow. Pretty much a rapid decrease in temperatures as we go throughout the day. By 6 a.m. on Monday, we're in the 40s here in Victoria. Probably not getting out of the low 20s up there in the Amarillo area, so cold air will definitely headed our way. Get ready for the big chill down. And looking like we'll stay mostly on the dry side for the rest of the night tonight. And for your trying to get this thing to move, well, you get the idea. Now, here we go. I think this is the right graphic here. I think we're going to move on through. Yeah, most of the day Sunday, keeping it on the dry side. Not seeing any precipitation at all. Here comes the front, right there. Coming in by 11 o'clock, should be south of Victoria with a small line of rain shower, maybe a clap of thunder or two. And the cold air arrives after that boundary moves on through and gives us big chill down headed our way. So get ready for that. If you're not already, get your big coats out. It's been a while since you've used them, so you may have to get the dust off of them because you will be needing them. Quero. Now in tomorrow, 71 degrees in the low to mid 80s for the daytime high one more day. And then 6 p.m., 77 degrees with cloudy skies. Clouds increasing as we head towards sunset into the overnight tomorrow night. Port Lavaca, partly cloudy skies. Highs near 80 degrees with about 80 degrees for the daytime high. And Victoria, plan your day. What's it looking like? About the same as we had today, partly cloudy skies. Highs in the low to mid 80s by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And extended forecast for us here. Keeping it on the warm side for tomorrow. Rain chance in the overnight very briefly, as I showed you on the future tracker there, with the front moving on through. Then the temperatures drop in the 50s for highs, 40s, even some 30s for lows coming up right on through your Wednesday morning. New Year's Day, we're beginning to rebound a little bit. Highs near 70 degrees. We're back up to 80 degrees by Saturday, so kind of all over the place with temperatures. So get ready for that if you're not already. And warm day tomorrow, once again. Here comes the cold air coming in by Monday and Tuesday. Maybe getting near freezing in the northern parts of the Crossroads area. coming up for you early on your New Year's Eve morning. Let's take a look at this right here. This is the QR code. Get your smartphone, as you know, scan the code. See right there on your screen. That'll take you to a webpage. You can download our app. News, weather, and sports at your fingertips. They're easy, convenient. Have on your phone, free of charge as well. Be connected with us and what's going on in the Crossroads. And the guy that knows what's going on in the Crossroads sports-wise is Mr. Ray Robinson.
Thank you, Trey. Alumni and current players united on the field for the East Titan Girls Soccer Annual Scrimmage. It ended with a 2-2 tie, but the real win was for support for a teammate. Stay with us for more on the story. You know, this winter season, local athletes from the Crossroads are gearing up to compete at a high level. And surprisingly, their preparation is a unique one. It's a unique journey within itself, as we witnessed recently at Memorial Stadium with the Victoria East Titans. The girls' soccer team hosted their annual alumni scrimmage, an event held for a meaningful cause to support former East Titan soccer player Emma Seller. The alumni wore black shirts, while the current Titan players donned the white shirts as they participated in this special event. The young ladies were thrilled to be a part of such a significant occasion. The game ended in a 2-2 tie, but the celebration, competitive spirit, and support for the cause was clearly on display, perfectly embodying the spirit of the players involved.
It was definitely a little competitive. It was so good to see everyone, the people I used to play with, so definitely just going one-on-one with them and, you know, just messing around a little bit. It was definitely really fun. Yeah, what made me really want to come back was knowing that it was for Emma and that we're doing this for her. That just really inspired me to come back and play and see everybody again. It was really amazing.
It was really nice coming and seeing Emma again. I played with her all 3 years of my years of high school, and just really getting to support her out here was really nice and really special to us. So.
Staying in East High School for a moment, their athletics continue to shine this weekend after Christmas. Senior track sprinter Kiani North just signed with the University of North Texas for the track and field team. The signing took place today at Victoria East High School. Here's a word from North and Coach Gant with a huge thanks to our friends at Titan Media Industries.
But I think she expresses herself through her running. She is a beautiful runner. She's got such a beautiful stride, and it's so fun to watch her compete. I know I'm looking forward to the next track season, our last one together. You're going to see great things from her, but more importantly, I'm excited to see what you can do at the next level. Like he said, the door's wide open. We're excited for you. We're proud of you.
It feels really amazing, like really rewarding. If you work hard to achieve your dreams, you will get it. I'm excited for the new environment. I'm excited for the track meets for sure. And I'm just excited to be a part of this program.
All right, and over to some pro sports. The Houston Texans have officially clinched a spot in the postseason, securing their place today against the LA Chargers. On this crucial 3rd-and-1 play, the Texans offensive line just allowed Stroud to get in his throwing bag as he throws deep to Jaden Higgins for the game's first touchdown. Stroud finished the game with 244 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Higgins led the Texans in receiving yards with 88. The Texans sealed the victory with the final score of 20-16. Next Sunday, they will face the Colts at home. And staying in the city of Houston, Trenton, I know you're pretty familiar with that area and all of these sports that I'm talking about right here. For some pro sports coverage, the Houston Rockets just wrapped up their game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Rockets' dominance just continued against the Cavs. Kevin Durant had 30. Reed Shepherd finished second in scoring off the bench with 18 points as the Rockets win the game. Final score, 117-100. The Rockets will host the Pacers on Monday. But that does it for your sports. Amaya and Trenton.
Thank you, Ray. The New Year's Eve ball is officially ready to shine. We'll take you to Times Square to see the largest crystal ball ever installed next. The final crystals were installed Saturday on New York City iconic New Year's Eve ball, now shining above Times Square.
Wow.
This year's constellation ball is the largest ever, measuring 12.5 feet and weighing more than 12,000 pounds. It features 5,280 crystals, that's a lot of crystals, and lit like pucks, double the number of crystals from last year. For the first time, the ball includes circular crystals by Waterford. This marks the 9th version of the ball since its debut in 1907. That's a beautiful ball.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
Those are is those real crystals?
I guess so. They spent some money on it. That's that New York money.
That's the
Times Square
You're
money.
right. That's the New York money. That's the question. It looks so pretty. Like, I wonder if those real crystals.
I know. I think it is. I think they said it was.
So,
yeah, that's one crazy disco ball.
Disco.
They go first class.
Ooh,
yeah, they go first class. You know, I hope one day, I wish and pray that one day I go to New York and I can see the crystal ball, like even for New Year's Eve. Like, who doesn't dream to go to New York?
That would be
exactly.
I mean, we're gonna toss the weather. I don't know how New York weather is snowy.
It's cold up there.
Yeah, they're going through it.
Them people celebrating the New Year's in Times Square on that day. But for us here, cold air, not tomorrow. But for Monday and Tuesday, highs in the 50s, lows in the 40s and 30s coming up for the first part of next week.
Wow.
Warming up by the new year, though.
Brr. Let's go.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us.
Yes, we hope to see you back here Sunday for 25 News Now Weekends at 5:30. Have a good night.